This meeting is being recorded.
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Varyantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashyakatau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyaptadehaaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Gukarasvandhakaro Vairukarasthannivartakaha Andhakara Nirodhitvat Gururithyabhidiyate Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Bhadrangarne Vishnuyama Devaha Bhadram Vashyemakshabhiryajatraha Sthirairangai Stuštuvagum Sastanobhihi Yashema Devahi Tanjadayuhu Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravah Swasti na Puja Vishyavedaha Swasti na Starksho Arishtanemihi Swasti no Brihaspatirdadhatu Om Shanti 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 Om Namo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Krudhyo Namaham Prajnanam Shuktatanaihi Stira Chara Nikara Vyapibhir Vyapya Lokan Bhuktva Bhogan Stavishtan Punarapi Dhishanodbhasitan Kamajanyan Pitva Sarvan Viseshan Swapiti Madurabhung Mayaya Bhojayannaha Maya Sankhya Turiyam Paramamritamajam Brahma Yattannatosmi Katam Ayam Atma Brahma Iti Pratyagatmanaha Asya Chatushpatve Prakrite Dulokadinam Murdadi Angattvamiti Naisha Doshaha Sarvasya Prapanchasya Sadidevagasya Anena Atmana Chatushpatvasya Vivakshitatvat Evam Chasati Sarva Prapanchopashame Advaita Siddhihi Sarvabhutastasya Atma Eko Drishtaha Syat Sarvabhutani Chatmani Yastu Sarvani Bhutani Ityadi Shrutyartaha Upasamhritascha Evam Syat Anyatahi Swadeha Parichinnaha Eva Pratyagatma Sankhyaadi Viribhadrishtaha Syat Tataja Sati Advaitam Iti Shrutigataha Viseshaha Na Syat Sankhyaadi Darshanena Viseshat Ishyate Cha Sarvopanishadam Sarvatma Aikya Pratipadakatvam Ataha Yuktameva Asya Adhyatmikasya Pindatmanaha Dilokadi Angatvena Viradatmana Adideivikena Ekatvam Abhipretya Saptangatva Janam Murdha Dev Vyapatishyati Ityadi Lingadarshanacha. So we have seen this. I just wanted to summarize so that we can thread from where we left off. Basically, there was this question: when the context is Ayam Atma Brahma, this Atma is Brahma, then how can you say Samashti is what is spoken about? How can you take Duloka as Murdha? Duloka are galaxies. How can you take galaxies as the head and suns as the eyes, the entire wind and air as the prana and all that? So basically Samashti. Because Ayam Atma, doesn't it mean it is Vyakti? But that is not true. The Atma is Atma. There is only one Atma. So So the Atma for Veshti and Samashti are same actually, because Atma is never known through this cognition. Atma is a I cognition, and there can't be many I cognition. There's only one I cognition. So the Atma, just because, and anyway the Brahma word signifies Brihat, therefore it is actually not wrong to take the Atma as Atma for Samashti. Anyway, now the answer here given is from Shruti, is how Bhashyakara answers it. Because the objective is Brahma Vidya, for you to gain Brahma Vidya or Advaita Siddhi, elimination of the duality which is the world is essential. Without Sarva Prapanchopashama, Advaita Siddhi is not possible. Just knowing you as a Pratyagatma, knowing you as different from this body doesn't give you Advaita Siddhi. Because earlier you thought you are a body. Now you are thinking you are not even the body. I am an Angushtamatra Purushaha, which is like a small entity inside my body called Atma. So I am Mano Buddhya Hankara Chitta Ninaham Nacha Shrotra Netre. Like that, there is this Mano Buddhya, the Nirvana Shatkam, Atma Shatkam is there, no? So I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not. Then what are you? Something which is inside. But this body is already, the whole world is non-you. Now this Manaha, Buddhi, Ahankara, everything has become non-you. And you are just a small entity within it. That is not Advaita Siddhi. This Deha Vyatirikta Atma is a very common thing across. See, without talking about Deha Vyatirikta Atma, no religion is itself is possible. Because even the religions which say souls go to heaven have to say you are other than this body. Then only soul can go to heaven. The soul is supposed to be different from this body. Now that doesn't give you Advaita Siddhi. There also Dvaitam is there. Whether you are this body or you are the Antakarana or you are something within this body, so long as there is something other than you, there is Dvaitam. And in this case, there is everything other than you only, except for your small Atma. So this Ayam Atma Brahma, from the perspective of this individual Pratyagatma alone, if you address it, you are not addressing Dvaita in full. So in order to comprehensively address, you have to take Samashti Brahman only. So Sarvopashama, Sarva Prapanchopashame Advaita Siddhihi. Therefore, Sarva Prapancha is what is the Vivaksha here. And we already saw, when I say Vekan, the Vekan is where the Sarva Prapancha experience is. And the Vekan is your state. The same Ayamatma state only is Bahishprajnaha. So, the Bahishprajnatvam is where the world experience is. The Sarva Prapancha means all that you can conceive, perceive. It can be seen by you now, it may not be. It could be a galaxy which is like way off, but it is still a Prapancha for you. Whether you are able to objectify it now, can see it now, or it is far off. But the fact that it is an objectifiable entity is enough. It becomes a Prapancha for you. Whether you objectify it or not, it doesn't matter. is another thing. Whenever you can objectify, you will objectify it, and even if you don't objectify it is fine. It is still part of the Panchabhuta Prapancha only for you. It could look different, it could smell different, doesn't matter. Because there are 1,000 varieties you have experience of, it is 1,001th entity, that's all. It may be a different kind of star, it can have 26 colors, it can have a ring around it, doesn't matter, no? It's one more. That is a prapancha. So everything, whether it is known, unknown, yet to be known, may not be known ever, doesn't matter, it is prapancha. And that prapancha, sarva prapanchopashame advaita siddhi. So unless everything is counted in your prapancha as the samashti, you can't eliminate. That upashama cannot happen. You cannot even eliminate. Eliminate is a very wrong word. Where it is resolved. Only when all that is resolved, Advaita Siddhi can happen. Therefore, also Shruti has used terms like Yastu Sarvani Bhutani and all that. Therefore, the Advaita Siddhi is the intention, unlike Sankhya and other darshanas. Okay. So we saw this. Let us move. Okay. Now he also we saw this one also. Virajaye Katvam Upalakshanartam Hiranyagarbhavyakrtatmanoho Uktanchaye Tatmatu Brahmane Yaschayamasyam Prithivyam Tejomayo Amritamayah Purushaha Yaschasamayam Yaschayam Adhyatmam Ityadi Shushuptavyakೃತಯೋः तु एकत्वं सिद्धमेव निर्विशेषात् एवं च सति एतत् सिद्धं भविष्यति सर्वद्वैतोपशमे च अद्वैतम् इति विराज एकत्वम् उपलक्षणार्थम्. So the viraja, the virat, that is viraja. We already saw this. Virat is equivalent to Mahavishnu, right? In the Trimurti, Hiranyagarbha is what we have given a Pauranika name of Brahmaji. Virat is Mahavishnu because that is where Sthiti is happening. And the Prajnana Ghana, which is the deep sleep and Samashti equivalent, is Ishvara or Avyakrita. Avyakrita, unmanifest. That is Maya also is a term used because that is the root cause of the whole Jagat. So Viraja Ekatvam Upalakshanartham. The Samashtitvam is across the three. So whatever we spoke about Viraja, Virat just now is a Upalakshana for Hiranyagarbha and Avyakrita also. The same, because they are Saptangaha, Ekonavimshati Mukaha, all that is applicable for Hiranyagarbha also. So whatever is Stula is pervaded by Sukshma. We already saw in Taittiriya Upanishad also. Anyantaratma, 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 it said. Annamayaha, Anyantaratma, Pranamayaha, Anyantaratma, Manomayaha, Anyantaratma, Tena Yesha Purnaha. It pervades. Musha Nishikta Pratimavati and all that. Bhashyakara, I don't know, whoever attended the Taittiriya, you will remember. In the foundry, in the wax what is that called? Template. You pour the molten iron, how it fills the entire, the wax thing, right? Like that, the subtler bodies pervade the outer sheath. Like that it said, Tenaisha Purnaha. So this mind, Manomaya Sharira, pervades Pranamaya Sharira. Pranamaya Sharira pervades the Annamaya Sharira. Like that, there is it is the pervading entity. Here also, this Sukshma Sharira is what is Hiranyagarbha. Because even though we talk about it as Antah Prajna is what? So this three Prajna, just we'll come to the context of Mandukya. There is Bahish Prajna, Antah Prajna, Prajnana Ghana. These are the three. And the fourth one is Aprajna, which is anyway the Chaturiyam. We'll come to the Turiya Avastha. So this Bahish Prajna is the Prajna where as though outside Vishaya experience is taking place. We call it as vacant state. And this is the state where the Virat Anubhava is there. Now you have the Antah Prajna. Antah Prajna is basically the Sukshma experience when sleeping, which is the dream state. And finally, the Prajnana Ghana is where the undifferentiated, the Prajna alone is there, along with Avyakrita Avidya, because otherwise you are a Jnani. Once you go to sleep, Jnanam has come. Otherwise, Avidya has to go and then come back when you wake up. So that is not possible. How would it go and come back? So it is in an unmanifest form, is what Shastra says. Therefore, Avidya is Avyakritam. Maya also, if you have to see it as Samashti, see, that is where you look at the way Bhashyakara explains in the next line. Sushupta Avyakritayoho Ekatvam Siddhameva Nirviseshat. We already said Atma is one. There is no second Atma. Now, if there is Atma is one and everything is undifferentiated, so where is the question of Vyashti or Samashti? Only when there is a vacan, I can say from the standpoint of this body, there is an outside Jagat, the inside Jagat, this is Vyashti and that is Samashti. In dream also, there is a Vyashti Samashti because again, there is a differentiation which is there when in your dream, you are seeing a dream world. But when it is undifferentiated, there is no Vyashti or Samashti and Atma is same. There is only one. So there is one Atma and then there is an undifferentiated something. Even that saying there is something is it's only figurative expression, right? Because there is no another thing. There is only Prajnana Ghana. That's all. There is only an undifferentiated mass of awareness which is not aware of anything at this time. It just says, wakes up and says, I slept well. I wasn't aware of anything. So now, when it is undifferentiated, Nirvisesham, I can't say Veshti Samashti. So there is an Ekatvam only. There is only one. Okay. I cannot say I am sleeping, that person is also sleeping. So there is one Prajnana Gana here, one Prajnana. See, the whole thing we are looking at it from this experiencer's perspective. So forget about another person sleeping and all that, because another person is part of your Jagat only. So it is part of the discognition. Now there is, so this another person is from your waking state experience you are talking. When you are sleeping, where is the question of another person? Okay, so that is another typical confusion which comes. Okay, so while I may be sleeping, another person may be awake. Okay, this another person may be awake is with reference to your waken experiences, you are explaining it. So the Vacan experience is another thing, right? So the Vacan experience that there is another person is also an experience to you. So you have to look at it as three experiences. I have an experience called Vacan. I have an experience called dream. I have an experience called deep sleep. And you can't interweave all those and then say, in the Vacan experience, I see somebody else also sleeping. Therefore, when I am sleeping, there is maybe another person sleeping. So there are two prajnanaganas. No. So because you are now, when you say that there is another person sleeping, that statement itself is made from the reference of your Vacan. So Vacan is a separate experience, right? That's why I'm saying look at it from a experience. Here the whole thing is vision is through as an experiencer. What is my experience? So Viraja Ekatvam Upalakshanartham Hiranyagarbha Avyagratatmanoho. So in these three is where we said this Triputi. Hiranyagarbha is Brahma, Virat is Mahavishnu, and Avyagrata is Ishvara, Rudra. Because that's why Rudra is where everything resolves. That is why he is Rudra, the destroyer. So this Vaishnavites say, because he's a destroyer, we won't worship him. Hey? First of all, you don't even understand what is a destroyer. Anyway, he's a resolver. That means you are a destroyer because you are going to deep sleep, no? Every day. So you are the destroyer of the Vacan experience and the dream because you are going to deep sleep. You are destroying everything. All that is there, you are destroying because you are going to deep sleep. Anyway, so Uktam Chayetat Madhu Brahmane Yascha Ayam Asyam Prithivyam Tejo Mayaha Amrita Mayaha Purushaha Yascha Ayam Adhyatmam. This Tejo Mayaha, what is there as pervading this as this subtle conscious Yascha Ayam Asyam Prithivyam Tejo Mayaha, that which pervades as the awareness within this whole creation is Amritamaya Purushaha. Is what is Amritamaya? That which doesn't have any Mritam. That pervades as Amrita, Amritamaya. That is Adhyatmam. That is your Atma. That is Atma. See, it has linked it from Atma to Amritamaya Purusha to Tejomayaha. Or you can say Tejomayaha, Amritamayaha, Purushaha, both are Purushas to Visheshanas. And that is Adhyatmam. Therefore, this this whole Hiranyagarbha also is Veshti Samashti. Hiranyagarbha is Samashti and within individual, and it's part of it is your Sukshma Sharira. That is natural, no? Your prana is part of the whole energy. The total energy is what is your prana. Without breath coming in, going out, and whatever energy is coming through that into your body, where is your prana? Then Pancha Prana is part of the overall energy, totality energy. And all your other Indriyas anyway are part of the Samashti only, no? Your mind, there is a continuum of mind. Everywhere there is a continuum. In prana level there is continuum, mind level there is continuum. In Indriya level also, it is all driven by energy only. And through, see, how do you recognize an Indriya? The Indriya recognition is because there is a Vishaya that it gets in touch with. Eyes are there because I am seeing. So that Vishaya Sanyoga is what is, so there is, unless there is a Samashti, Veshti doesn't make any, any impact. In fact, it is as much as non-existent. Siddham bhavati evam cha sati etat siddham bhavati sarvadvaitopashame cha advaitamiti. So here till here we rushed. Now sapswapnasthanaha antah prajnaha saptangaha ekonavimshatimukaha praviviktabhuk taijasaha dvitiyah padaha. So this we started last week. The second pada, the second quarter of your experience. The quarter also is not like evenly spread. It's not that I'm awake for 8 hours, I dream for 8 hours, I have a deep sleep for. It's not like that. Okay, in fact, if it is pada, which is a quarter, it should be 6 hours I am awake, 6 hours I dream, 6 hours I have a deep sleep, and 6 hours I am in Turiya state. It's not like that. Just 4 parts. So the second part is Pravivikta book. Your experience is all subtle. Taijasaha. And it is called Taijas. We will see, Bhashikara will explain. Because it is only awareness. On the awareness, it's only in your conscious mind things are happening. There is no corresponding objects of experience outside. So it is Taijasa. It is as though it's light only. Swapnasthanaha. It is a swapne sthanamasyeti. Swapnasthanaha. It's that prajna has its locale in the experience of dream. So it's all prajna. It is my experience or consciousness. That is the term. I am an outside inside experience conscious person, entity in the Vekan. Therefore, it's called Bahish Prajna. Bahishtuam Prajna is there. There is an outside, there is an inside. There is this body and there is this world. That kind of a Prajna where is there, it's called Bahish Prajna. That's all. It's a Prajna. It's an experience where there is an experience of body and non-body things. Here, it's an experience of dream. That Prajna. Swapnasthane sthanaha antah prajnaha. It is called antah prajna because this corresponding body outside and all. You see, this anta means again, that's why it has to be a shift in how you look at it. It's very important because when you say anta prajna, it's not like this physical body is there. Within that, this mind is there in this body. Okay. That's how our mind thinks. I used to think like that also earlier. So this within this physical body, this mind is there. That's why it is called antah prajna. It is sitting inside this body. The mind is undergoing dreams. Therefore, it is called antah prajna. No, you look at it like this. Look at it from the prajna perspective, the experiencing entity. This experiencing entity is now, firstly, it is experiencing a state where there is as though outside, there is as though inside, there is as though body, there is as though world, there is as though whole thing. That kind of a prajna is Bahish Prajna, the outwardly experiencing prajna. Now, Antah Prajna, there is no object and all that. There is only the experience of what we call as dream. It is experience alone. There is no corresponding, there is no tangibility of the experience because it evaporates as I wake up. Again, it is a prajna only. When I am in waken also, it is prajna. In dream also, it is prajna. In deep sleep also, I am prajna. And in this prajna is what? Everything is fun. And the spinning of waken, spinning of dream, spinning of deep sleep is what we call as the Jagat experience. Swapnasthanaha antah prajnaha saptangaha ekonavimshati mukaha pravivikta bhuku taijasaha dvitiyah padaha. Swapnaha sthanamasyati taijasasya iti swapnasthanaha. It is located in Swapna. The Taijasa the tejas, the awareness is in the swapna at this time. My awareness is of the swapnam. Earlier, my awareness is of the external, internal kind of world experience. Now, my experience is of the swapna. Therefore, it is swapnasthanaha. Jagrate prajna aneka sadhana. Jagrate prajna, jagrat prajna aneka sadhana. Bahir vishaya iva avabhasamanaha. Manaspandana matra sati. Tata bhutam samskaram manasi adhatte. Aneka sadhana. There are many instruments like eyes, nose, mouth, skin, breathe, mind, intellect, emotion. All these instruments through which there is an experience, as though there is something called this body and there is something called outside of this body. Bahir Vishaya Iva. Why does he say Iva? Because with reference to the awareness, there is no Bahir Vishaya. Including sun and moon, they are not outside of your awareness. So the Bahishtvam, the outsideness, is with reference to this body, but not with reference to the awareness itself. Can you say the laptop that is in front of me is outside of my awareness? No. It may be outside of this particular body that you are seeing. But anything is there is within your awareness only. So this Bahir Vishayatvam is as though, because it is not Bahihi with reference to your awareness. So therefore Iva is used by Bhashyakara. Aneka sadhana Bahir Vishaya Iva avabhasamana. It is, you are experiencing it, avabhasamana. You are aware of it, you are experiencing it, you are cognizing it as though they are outside. Or they, avabhasamana means it is from their standpoint, the Vishaya standpoint, they are effulgent to you as though they are outside. They become aware, you become aware of it, or they become part of your awareness as though they are outside. Bahir Vishaya iva avabhasamana. But then they are manaspandana matra. Even in Vacan, it is spun in your awareness. It's not that you are spinning. Manaspandana is not, it doesn't mean that it is your own, kalpanika, imagination. That is not what is meant. With the moment you say manaspandana, doesn't mean that you are imagining this world. There is no actual world. No. You are seeing this, it's Ishvara Srishti only. But it is not Srishtam as a physical. It is only Manaspandana. Because it is only, whatever you are experiencing is only Sabdasparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha, etc. I say there is a physical object. No, you are experiencing touch, you are experiencing a form, you are experiencing a taste. So it is always a subtle experience only. And then because you touch it, you experience a dimensionality, you say it is a solid box. But if you look at it, analyze it, you are not experiencing a physical box. You are experiencing a touch. You are experiencing a rupa. You are experiencing a taste. You are experiencing a sound. It is eventually broken down into only these things. That's why this Stula Bhoktrutvam is Sabdasparsha. In fact, I think Bhashyakara said that. Let's just look at the Bahishprajna definition. That I remember Bhashyakara saying that it is only Sabdasparshadi Anubhava. Manaha Buddhi Ahankara Chittamiti Mukani Iva Mukani Sayevam Visishtaha Vaishwanaraha Yatoktahi Dwaraihi Shabdadin Stulan Vishayan Bhunte. Even though it is Stulan, actually it is only Shabdasparsha Ruparasa Gandha that you are actually consuming. So the Stula is only a term, but actually where is Stula? If you are only consuming Shabdasparsha Ruparasa Gandha, there is nothing Stula there. Stulatvam is your conclusion based on the Rupa and touch. Together you make a conclusion, it is Stula. Therefore, this Bahir Vishaya is Manaspandana Matra only. Manaspandana Matra Sati Tata Bhutam Samskaram Manasi Adhatte. And this, anyway, the whole experience is there where? In mind only, because it is Manaspandana. Because everything is Manaspandana only, it leaves an impression. Tata Bhutam Samskaram Manasi Adhatte. In the mind, that impression is left. Means there is a memory. That's what it is. When you say Tata Bhutam Samskaram Adatte means what? There is memory. Or your core unconscious also, not only memory. That is why Samskaram is a better term. Memory as well as an impression of it in your unconscious. Your core being also is impacted by this experience of waken, correct? That only reflects in your dream. See, where is it headed? It's going to say whatever impression is there from this Manaspandana in waken experience is what is going to create what is called the dream. And the dream is not only about memory, the dream is also about emotion. Your fear, what you feared and what you like the most is where your dreams are always. Therefore, it is not only about memory, it is also about the core personal emotional state. That is why he uses the term samskaram. Manasi adhatte, it leaves a samskara. Whatever the manaspandana waken leaves a samskara in the mind, where that experience is anyway, because it is manaspandana matra. That is how your is going. This is we are talking about what? Swapnasthanam. Antah prajna. So that tan manaha tata samskritam chitritaha iva pataha bahya sadhana anabeksham avidya kama karma bihi preryamanam jagradvat avabhasate. Tan manaha. Which manaha? The samskritam manaha, where the whole world spandanam was going on in the state called Vekan, that manaha tata samskritam, which has been impacted in that way through the different things that you experience in the Vekan. Chitritaha iva pataha. In those days, there was no video camera, there was no television, there was no photography, there was no smartphones. So the example he gives is pataha chitritaha iva, as though in a painting you paint an as-is situation, like you sit on the banks of Ganges and then you actually paint the ghats. So that stays there. Even though you have brought the painting back to Kumbakonam, you still see that imagery of what is Kashi Ghat in your drawing room. That is Chitritaha iva pataha, means that like whatever was there is now retained even though I am not there, so that Bahish Prajnatvam is not there at this time, but the impression is there. That is what he means. If he was here today, Shankara, suppose, is writing Bhashya today, you would have said in movies or in your smartphones. That's how dream is, no? Chitritava iva pataha. So because that impression is there in your mind, Bhagya sadhana anapeksham. You no more need the Bhagya sadhana because in the pataha it is already chitritam. The impression of different scattered scenes are there in your mind. So that same cogency. So now the question will come, why we don't have a same cogency like in Vekan? Like in Vekan, I have some experience. I can continue that in a structured way in dream, no? Why dream is going all over? Like I have no control on how I dream. That is also like is imposed on me. This is how it happens. Suddenly I am happily walking, suddenly one tiger comes. That's why we say that is also because of karma only. Here also Bhashyakara is going to say avidya kama karma bihi. Because that is also an experience where you are letting go of some karma. So if you have good karma, you have a good dream. You have a bad karma that you are experiencing, it's a bad dream. And if it is a Mishra combination karma, then you have both. That's why dream is kind of another, even though it is based on your Vekan and all that, but you don't control it. Only the entities are same that you have seen in the Vekan, but the sequence of the drama which goes on in the dream is not in your control. So it is also an karma bala only. Yeah, in the next line itself he says avidya kama karma bihi preryamanum. Tanmanaha tata samskritam chitritaha iva pataha bhahya sadhana anaveksham avidya kama karma bihi preryamanam jagradvat avabhasade. It is due to avidya, kama and karma. Because of ignorance, and that ignorance leads me to seek things which is kama, and because I seek something, I act, that is karma. And that chain is there even in dream. In dream also, I have ignorance that I am the Ananda Swarupa. I don't know. So there also, I have a longing to make myself complete by acquiring a car, a Porsche, or a Jaguar. So I have kama. And then in dream, I am going to do karma. And suddenly I get up, wake up, because I was impacted in the dream. It's karma. I am trying to do something there. And I get affected and suddenly it reflects in the Vekan also. Avidya kama karma bihi preryamanam jagradvat avabhasate. it as though an Jagrat experience I experience. So this is all dream. We know what is dream. You don't have to go this far. Only thing is you have to understand some of the subtleties in terms of how the dream is looked at. See this Bahya sadhana anapeksham jagradvad avabhasate. All that what is there? See, you will say a dream. We know what is dream. You don't have to tell dream is based on Vekan. It is based on my experience. That all we all know. So we don't have to spend time on that, but we have to understand it is also avidya kama karma. We have to understand that Vekan is manaspandanam, and because Vekan is manaspandanam is why that Samskrita mana is spinning it. It is, in fact, it is not about understanding the dream. Actually, dream is useful to understand the Vekan. Okay. Because dream is understood. What is there to understand? Dream is recollection in a half-assed way of what happened in the Vekan. Correct? That's all it is. But the perspective is, look at it from a prajna. If you look at it as a prajna, you use this three, the whole thing is about Vekan. You have to understand. In the Vekan, how can I be a differently cognizing person? How can I see the vision of Vekan in the way Shruti shows me, so that I am free, I am liberated? Correct. The whole thing is Vekan focused only. Even though we talk about dream and deep sleep and Turiya and all, finally the effect of it is in Vekan, no? So, but it is a model. It is more to understand the Vekan only. We talk about dream, we talk about deep sleep, we talk about Turiya, because then you understand. Because the fully available thing is Vekan. This is where everything else is constricted. Whereas in the Vekan, it is full blown, because the whole world is experience. And this is where all your struggles are. The dream struggle doesn't matter to you. So dream understanding is to understand Vekan. So this manaspandana matratvam can be understood when you look at it from dream perspective. Tata chavuktam is quotes Shruti Pramana on how the dream happens, even though we know mostly, but there is a Shruti Pramana also. Asya lokasya sarvavata matram apadaya iti. Actually, this full quote is given by Tikakara here. Tata shruyate vajasaneyake in Brihadaranyaka. Some of you may be attending it that from Deshankarji. So there is this quote. Asya lokasya sarvavataha matram apadaya swayam vihatya swayam nirmaya swena bhasa swena jyotisha prasvipiti. So it is swayam nirmaya. It is constructed by itself. Swayam vihatya swena bhasa, by its own light. Swayam jyotisha prasvipiti. Asya lokasya sarvavataha matram apadaya. By taking a part of what you experience, what we experience, matram means one part, fraction. By taking that sarvavataha, from the whole experience, take only something from this world, you then go and dream. So it is a prajna, it's all in prajna. That's what it is trying to say, correct? The whole Vekan is in prajna, and the whole dream is in the same prajna. That samskara, through the Vishaya and all that, creates this. It's a canvas is your prajna. And on this canvas, you have all these things going on. Tata pare deve manasi eki bhavati iti prastutya atra yesha devaha swapne mahimanam anubhavati iti atharvane. In Atharvana, Pare Deve, this Deva is Swarupa. Manasi, the Manas. Eki Bhavati. The Manas, the person, is the Deva because it is effulgent. Awareness is effulgent. Eki Bhavati, all your Indriyas are getting resolved and they rest there in the dance of your mind. All the Indriyas and both Jnanendriya, Karmendriya, everything come and resolve. They rest. Eki Bhavati. Atra Yeshaha Devaha Swapne Mahimanam Anubhavati. This Deva in Swapna is experiencing by itself because everything has in the night they come and these are like Devatas. That's why all the Indriyas are like Devatas. And the Deva is your Chetana, Chinmatra. Or here Manas also. The dance of the Chit is happening in the dream, and all the Devatas which are your Jnanendriya, Karmendriya, all of them come there into your dream and then they become one, they rest. This is what they say that happens in Chidambaram. In Chidambaram, there is, in this Nataraja temple, there is this belief. What belief? That all the Devatas come in the night into Chitsabha and then they rest there. You go and ask the Salapurana or Purana and the temple, they will say this. It is said. It's like, see, these are all figurative things. Then people have this faith, they believe, oh, it is said all Devatas in the night they come to Chidambaram, this place only they all come. Mahavishnu also comes here. Brahma also comes. All this Agni, Vayu, everybody comes and they come to this Chitsabha where the Chidambaram place only all Devatas come back. That is an expression for this. Pare Deve Manasi Eki Bhavati. Atra Yesha Devaha Swapne Mahimanam Anubhavati. All these Devatas, which are your Indriyas and whatever is spun as this world, has come back and are resolving in the Manas. That's your Chitsabha. Your Manas is the Chitsabha, no? What else is Chitsabha? It can't be outside. Chit is always Atma. And in that Sabha, all the Devatas which are your Indriyas, they come and are resolving. Eki Bhavati. That's why this Nataraja is more like a Hiranyagarbha, not Avyakrita. The Shiva Linga is your Avyakrita actually. Or Spatika Linga. That is Avyakrita Rupa. Unmanifest. But Nataraja is like a Hiranyagarbha, Swapna, where there is a dance. In Avyakrita there is no dance. That's why it is Linga Rupam. It is only pointing. There is no manifest form, there is no face, there is no eye, there is no dance, nothing. It's just one Ghana, Prajnana Ghana, one whole. That's Shivalinga, no? Prajnana Ghana is Shivalinga. If we look at it, as we think more about it, we are able to see that. It is called Prajnana Ghana. There is an undifferentiated Avyakrita. It's just one whole. That's Prajnana Ghana, no? One whole is Shivalinga. That's it. There is no eyes, nose, hands, no dance, nothing. Whereas here, there is a dance, both in the waken and dream. That's why Nataraja is different. That's why you can do Alankara. They put all jewels, ornaments, and all this like Mahavishnu. Alankara Priyo Vishnu, Abhisheka Priyo Shivaha. Shiva, you don't do lot of Alankara, Linga. Because it's Prajnana Gana. Where is the question of Alankara? There is no attributes. In fact, he should not be decorated like these days they do. No, they put all so many things. They put gold ornaments, and then this Nagabharanam also they put in gold, and then they no. Shiva has to be with very, very minimal. Just one white cloth and some Durva or some Pushpa, right? Drona Pushpa or something. That's all. White Pushpa, white Vastra and Bhasma. Because in Nirgunam, if it is Nirgunam, you can't put all ornaments. These are basics. I don't know. People don't understand these things. That's why it becomes like this. So at least by faith, you just follow whatever was done today. No, people were not, without any knowledge that when they were able to do decoration for Mahavishnu and Nataraja, they couldn't have done it for Shivalinga also. I mean, it has to be clean. All that is fine. You should have like the vastra has to be pure white and should be cleaned properly. But you shouldn't put ornaments and gold and all that. So, because there is a reason why certain things are certain way. So, pare deve manasi eki bhavati iti prastutya atra yesha devaha swapne mahimanam anubhavati. So, this guy, this prajna, why should we say guy? The guy also is only in the vacant. This prajna is experiencing mahima of its own as a deva in dream. Ityatarvane indriyapekshaya antastatvat manasaha tadvasana rupa cha swapne prajnayasya iti antah. Why antah prajna then? Because indriyapekshaya antastam. When you consider this body, touch and eyes and all that, it is not available to it. I am not able to objectify the dream using these indriyas. So these indriyas may be available to me through dreams, because sometimes when I'm dreaming something, the heartbeat goes up. If the dream suddenly something happens, my voice, mouth opens and some sound also come, no? Sometimes people in dream make sounds. They'll shout and all that. Indriya, because it is outside of this dream only. That's why Indriya Pekshaya, dream is inside. Therefore, Swapne Prajnayasya iti Antah Prajnaha. Vishaya Sunyayam Prajnayam Kevala Prakashaswarupayam Vishayitvena Bhavati iti Taijasaha. It is called Taijasa because it is only the Prajna is there, the effulgence is there. There is no corresponding Vishaya. There is no sound which I am actually hearing, but in dream I hear. There is no thing that I am really tasting, but in the dream I am feeling a taste. That is Vishaya Sunyatvam is there, but this Prakasha Swarupa, my consciousness itself is bringing all those experiences. I am feeling a taste, I am feeling a Rupa, but my eyes are not getting a real Vishaya. Vishwasya Savishayattvena Prajnayaha Stulayaha Bhojyatvam. Yah punaha Kevalaha Vasanamatra Prajna Bhojya iti Praviviktaha Bhogaha. Why is it called Pravivikta book? The Bhoga, the consumption in the Vakan is along with Vishaya. So it is Stula book. Stulatvam is consumed. Here, Vasana alone, the impression alone is again consumed. So it is called Praviviktaha Bhogaha, Pravivikta book. Samanya Manyate. Whatever other things like Saptanga, all that is like before. Vidiyah Padaha Taijasaha. This is what this Taijasa Prajna is the second pada. This Prajna, your awareness is fourfold, and this awareness which is about non-Vishaya but the Vasana only. That is what is this Prajna or Bahish. This is Antah Prajna. Okay, we'll see. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.